It feels weird trying to leave the house by 7:30 a.m. every day. But I'm sort of running late today, so I gotta grab my Lego sets and get out the door. That is pretty gorgeous though. Look at that sunrise. And now I gotta sit in rush hour traffic. It's fantastic. It's funny, normally I would never leave the house to be anywhere by 8 a.m. because that's when everybody's going to work. It's rush hour. Included in that group of people, of course, is trades workers. And I've got to meet trades workers here when they start work at 8 a.m. So I'm in rush hour. Specifically today, I am meeting the guy that's going to be installing the internet. So that is very exciting. My business relies on the internet, and I need that. It's funny though, when leaving the house, like in the morning, there's like a 5-minute window. If I would have left 5 minutes earlier, then it would have been in the green zone. I wouldn't have hit any traffic, but I struggle with leaving the house for 8 a.m. I don't know. A lot of people are gonna be like, wow, you're ridiculous, man. But I'm just not used to starting work at 8 a.m. It's normally like 9 or 10, and then I work until like 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 and 10 at night. So I'm just not used to being an early riser. I'm more of like a night owl, not a morning person. But luckily for me, got my pot of coffee on my little desk over here, or my coffee pot, and I plan on brewing a full pot. Maybe not a full pot, but gonna make some coffee this morning, that's for sure. Another reason I don't like leaving the house early in the morning like that is because my kids get up at like 7:40 a.m. So I miss saying hello to them. But I gotta be here for the trades, even though for the most part they're late. And I've gotta wait for late people. I don't like waiting for late people. I just don't. Coffee's brewing though. I'm just gonna look at it until it's ready to go. Stare it down. I should bring some of those Lego sets in here, I guess. Sweeping is my hobby. Yeah, I thought it was worthwhile to sweep up here. The floor, it looks pretty dirty. It needs a mopping, that's for sure. But I'm gonna cover this up with carpet tile, so it doesn't really matter. The plugs are looking good though. Those were installed yesterday. That's excellent. As I was sweeping this area up, I noticed something. And it has to do with the cabinets. Something has changed there. Do you know what it is? The toe kick has been installed. So this was actually exposed 2x4 before. And now it has a nice toe kick. Yeah, it does come off the ground there a little bit, but when we lay the carpet tile snug up against that, it's gonna blend in nicely. Whew. I just love the look of those cabinets. I noticed that the floor is a little bit loud in some places. It makes these, it's nostalgia right there. I'm just gonna have to pop a few screws in before we lay the carpet tile, and it should push these boards or tighten them up so they don't make those weird creaking, popping noises. So some people have been asking about these cabinets. Am I gonna paint the interior of these cabinets? No, I sort of like this look of the MDF. So that's gonna stay just like that there. But the exterior, like on the back side, right here, this is gonna get painted, and that's gonna match the staircase color. So it's gonna match whatever we do there. And then all of these screw holes are gonna be filled in. So a little bit of work there. And then of course, once again, gotta build the walls here. And that's just contingent on the heating stuff. But once that's done, we're pretty much ready to lay carpet tile up here, which is pretty exciting. In fact, we could start laying carpet tile like right now. We could start in that corner and work our way this way toward the cabinet, and then just leave this area for when the walls are built. So this tile here used to go around as the baseboard. And this piece right here is actually gonna fit perfectly in there, and we're just gonna leave the gold on the bottom. Unfortunately, there's not a way to take that off without ruining the tile, but we did grind all the stuff off the back side, so you can see all the glue has been removed, and removing the metal piece is proving to be difficult just because it's some mighty strong adhesive on there, and I actually managed to crack a tile, so that's unfortunate. But when that is slid in there, we're just going to use the same color grout and just sort of grout over top, and you won't even notice it. Especially once we put Lego in here, you won't even notice the floor. And then we've got some spare tile as well, so we can fix up that little baseboard right there, so we can patch that. And then some final paint touch-ups, and then the shelving rooms are G2G, good to go after thorough cleaning, of course. And the removal of the toilet, too. Now, one concern about these tile baseboards is the fact that they come up higher than the cutout on the back of the building. See how that's not sitting flush? So I think I have a solution to that problem. I could modify the back of this. So, for example, I could make that like more aggressive. I could just cut that out and modify all of my billies. Or what I could do is just put them in this room as normal, because look, it's leaning backward and eventually it makes contact to the wall. So it's still leaning up against the wall and it's pretty solid. But what I would do is just put them in here like normal. So put all the billies along there, and then I could drill pilot holes through, say, this useless part right here, that already has a pilot hole, drill through that, and drill through the next one, and then put connecting screws, and then just put like a little white sticker over top so you don't see those screws, and actually connect all of my cabinets together. That would align them at the top, because even when you look at the cabinets in my current Lego room, they're not aligned at the top. Some are like a little bit back, some are a little bit forward. It doesn't really look that good at all, and I've been meaning to do that for a long time. So I think in this studio I'll actually do that. And that will actually add another layer of security, because when they're one big unit and they're all sort of leaning backward, they're not going to tip forward. You don't need to screw them into the wall. Like, it's going to take a lot to knock these over, especially when they're all screwed together, and especially when I have them going like this. There's a corner unit, and then there's some coming out this way, and they're all screwed together. So I think that's probably what I'm gonna do. So one of the worst things ever just happened. Well, it's not really the worst thing ever, but it's like super annoying. You'll probably notice something. The emergency lights are on. So the internet guy finished installing the internet. Everything went well, and it was bizarre. The minute he left, like 1 minute later, the lights turned off and the emergency lights turned on. That means there's no power in the building. So what do I think to do? Okay, well, I'm gonna phone my service provider. So I phone my service provider and I'm like, hey, just wanted to say that, you know, there's no lights, like there must be a power outage or something, and I just wanted to check the status of my account to make sure everything's fine. Oh yeah, your account's fine. It's perfect, it's good to go. Okay, sweet. So where do I report this power outage? Okay, we'll phone this company. They deal with actually providing the power. We're just the retailer. Okay, I phone them. Oh yeah, there's no power outage there. Okay, so what's the dealio? Oh, well, no retailer picked up your power service. Like, well, what do you mean? I've been using power for the last like almost 2 weeks in this building, and I just got off the phone with my retailer and they say everything's okay with my account. Now, there's no retailer that picked up your power. What the heck? They're like, phone your retailer back and confirm. Phone the retailer back and they're like, oh yeah, sorry, we didn't schedule your power to start until March 14th. I said, whoa, what the heck? I told you I'm moving in on March 1st. And when I got off the phone, like I phoned them like a week before March 1st and set up these accounts, because it's something you have to do when you take possession of property, to set up the utilities. So I phoned them and I was like, I need power for March 1st. And then I got off the phone, I was on the phone with them, I was like, for sure we're gonna have power and gas. They're like, yeah, for sure. So then all of a sudden the lights turned off and I can't believe it. So I phoned the other company back and I'm like, okay, well, like the power's off apparently. So what can we do to get power on in this place? Oh, well, that can take up to 48 hours. What do you mean it's gonna take up to 48 hours? I've got like the plumber gas fitter coming in tomorrow. I get the electricians coming in tomorrow. I got my security service coming in tomorrow. I got the finished carpenter and handyman coming in tomorrow, and they need power. What are you talking about? I've got 4 trades lined up for tomorrow. There's no way. This is not an option. Like, I need power. I pay all my bills. I phoned early. We had everything set up. I've got 2 different account numbers. We're going. What do you mean? Oh, it's going to take 48 hours to start up again. So I don't know what to do now. I don't know what to do. I've got like all these trades lined up to come here tomorrow, and trades that I've been waiting on for 2 weeks to get here, specifically the gas, and there's no bloody power. So she said that the service rep at the power company said there's a chance that it gets done today. Usually we say 48 hours, but there's a chance that we can get it done today since it's still early in the day. So I'm hoping that's the case. Like, I am just praying that's the case. So what I'm gonna do is bring my big tote bag here. We're gonna go to Costco. We're gonna do some shopping, and I'm gonna go home, hang out with my kids for a bit, and then I'm gonna come back here at night. And if the power is on, then I'm gonna be like, oh, thank goodness. If the power is not on, then guess what? I've gotta phone a whole of these different trades and cancel them for tomorrow, or just let them know that there's not going to be power here and they'll have to work in the dark because we can't even plug in lights or anything. Like, what a disaster, what a nightmare. I've been planning these trades for so long, and now this happens. I'm like ready to cry. This makes no sense. I did nothing wrong. I set everything up. Like, what? How can, are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? This cannot be. Like, this is ridiculous. There's worse things in the world, obviously, but it's just like the biggest inconvenience for me right now. If there's no trades here tomorrow, I wouldn't care, but there's so many. Man, I'm gonna try and stay positive throughout the situation, but it's hard to, it's very hard to right now. I am demoralized beyond belief, but I hope when you come back here tonight that the power is on. I hope, like, it needs to be. I guess the electrician can still raise light fixtures and stuff in the dark, but, or I can open the big rolling door and we can have the natural light come in. But there's no power. Like, it just makes no sense at all. I gotta get out of here. Hey, actually, you know what? While the gentleman was installing the Wi-Fi and the internet, I actually mopped the entire floor. People are gonna be like, why did you mop the floor? We're just gonna get it all muddy again. It looks great. It's too bad it's dark in here so you can't see how beautiful the floor is. I mopped it all. Because it actually took quite a long time to install the internet, so I figured I may as well keep busy. I can't just sit there and do nothing. I could have built Lego, but whatever. I decided to mop the floor and make it look pretty. Doesn't it look great in the dark? I think the power's gonna go on. I think it's gonna be back. I think we're gonna be good to go. I hope. I'm at Costco and I just saw 2 guys load 3 of these TVs onto a cart. I'm like, is that a good deal? They're like, oh yeah, that's a good deal. So there's 600 Canadian dollars for 65-inch TV. Like a good 55-inch TV is going to be like 525 bucks. It's LG, it's definitely a better brand. Or Samsung, $695. Like, they're for sure going to be way better picture, like, there's no question, but they're like the same price. Like, that's ridiculous. Or I could just get this one for $355. What brand is this? I've never even heard of that. So I don't know what to do. Do I go big for like barely any more expense, or do I go, you know, a reasonable size 43-inch for $447? Our Tings is usually where I look at my electronics for like rating. They put this one at a 6.3 out of 10, which is not bad. They put this Samsung at a 6.7 only. It's actually a really good deal for that TV over there. That's wild. Let's look up the rating on this one. Oh no, that's the same one. The 43 CU7000. This is the 50 CU7000. I'm sorry to be like a rating guy, but they put this TV right here, that's $895 and it's a 55-inch at 6.8. Goodness, this is a tough decision. I think this would be pretty sweet to have in the studio area somewhere, wouldn't it? Big TV. Let's check out this LG Ultra HD AI Thin, which is only $45 more, and it's also a 65-inch. Uh-oh, this one rates at a 6.9. Uh-oh, I might have to get that one. I do prefer the brand. So I actually just spoke with the sales rep, and he knew what he was talking about. He says, no, this is 60 hertz. They just put that on the packaging, so it's not a QLED TV. And then I was like, what about this one? He's like, no, that's a 60 hertz TV too. I can't stand watching hockey on 60 hertz. I'm sorry, it just doesn't work. But then he said this one right here, this is 120 hertz, and this one here actually rates the highest out of all the TVs that I've had a look at today on the Artings website. So I feel pretty good about that. It's $95 more, but I mean, like, it's $95 more, it's going to be way better. I feel like I want to get that one, but I also feel like I shouldn't buy a TV yet. I'm a Costco shopper. Of course I look at all the TVs while I'm here, every single time. But I think eventually I'm probably going to pick up that one. He says it's a regular stock item, so they should have it in stock regularly. I don't know if today's the day. I can't even plug it in. I don't even have power over there. It would be pretty cool though to have that upstairs, because it's gonna be like not lonely, but I might get a bit bored over there sometimes, and it'd be nice to have the TV on. And I guess, I mean, we've seen the prices here. The big TVs are like marginally more than the small TVs when they're the high quality ones. So it's like, why wouldn't you just get the big one? It's like $100 or $200 more for like the big one. TVs have come way down in price. Like, it's crazy. They used to be so expensive, and now they're like reasonable. It's weird. Not that $700 is reasonable. It's expensive, but for what it is, you know, when you compare it to a $700 Lego set, when you start justifying prices of Lego and you compare them to other things, it's like, yeah, it's not that bad. It's cheaper than a Millennium Falcon, cheaper than a Star Destroyer. Lego is just ridiculous. Like, look at that. This thing's the same price as the TV if you were to buy like 20 of them. The real reason I came here is because the kids needed their milk. Then we needed some of this stuff here. And then I got a rotisserie chicken for $7, which is a steal. And then I got some of these for the studio. I think that'd be nice. This was on sale for $10. And you know what? I think the TV has to wait. I need somebody to help me carry it. Like, what am I gonna do? Drive around with that thing in the trunk? Nah. That's gonna be safe for a day where I have Kevin here to help me. And that right there is how you spend a quick $133. That is insane. And check it out. We're getting a Dollar Dog. They got some 7-Up too. I never drink pop unless I'm at Costco. $1.50? Like, I should just eat here 3 times a day. I'd be good to go. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Tickle, tickle, tickle. You guys enjoying your rotisserie chicken? Tickle, tickle, tickle. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Tickle, tickle, tickle. You like your chicken and mandarin oranges? Yeah? Yeah? Yeah, Millie? You want more? Is that more? She wants more.
She's throwing it.
Well, no throwing it. Millie! Goodness. Hey, Luna. What are you doing down here? Huh? What are you doing? So, kids, do you remember the day that your dad phoned the power company in February and set up the power? Do you remember it, Jose?
Yes, I do. I certainly do.
Pretty ridiculous,
Many
eh?
days in advance, yeah.
Pretty ridiculous. I'm a little bit frustrated. I've yet to go back over there. Just jeepers. Watch yourself. I've yet to go back over there to see if it's operational, though I sure hope it is. But, thinking about it a little bit further, the electricians, they have to raise the lights. You can do that with the lights off. They have to raise plugs. You can do that with no power. The plumber gas fitter has to redo like a bunch of pipes and stuff. I'm assuming he can do that with no power. Most power tools are battery operated now. So I'm assuming everybody's going to be able to get by without power. But my fingers are crossed. I'm hoping when I go over there later tonight that the power is back up and operational. What a crazy situation. It's just been like one thing after another. Figured I'd get the kids out of Jose's hair and take them for a nice W, right, Benjamin? Right, Mel? And the puppy dogs. I waited, of course, until rush hour traffic was over, and then I headed back to the studio. I think the fact that the emergency light isn't on is a good sign. But I actually have to flick the breakers because I turned all the breakers off just in case when they go to boot the power, it didn't consume too much power. So I'm gonna flick them back on. And I still don't think we have power, folks. We'll try the light switches here, but I still don't think we have power. Oh, man. Come on. They don't have power. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I simply cannot believe it, everybody. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. I truly don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know, everybody. I guess, like, I don't know what I'm going to say to these tradespeople. I guess remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Farewell.